Damn, you know, these Miralukas apparently have some incredible product because her lip gloss is fucking blown out.
Right? Good stuff.
It is fire.
Good stuff.
She's got that Jeffree Star line. What are you doing?
Why?
Why are you doing?
Why, though, actually?
Why? Are you doing?
There's a greatness in you. A greatness that does not stem from the Force. It stems from who you are. And if my master does not understand you, cannot see you, then perhaps there is hope for us all. But if you seek to survive, then you must understand why this is so.
It's not just about the Force?
It's not about the Force. It's about Fanny Pack specifically.
Really? That's the first time anyone has said anything remotely in that direction. I thought I was just like, yeah, you got all these crazy unique Force things, and you bond with people, and that's all cool, but it's about me specifically.
Well, not even that. If you remember correctly, if you remember, even just from like last Wednesday, or last time we were doing this, and we were talking to the Jedi Master there, when you went back to the Council, they were terrified of you.
Yeah.
They were terrified of you.
Yeah, because of the cutoff.
The cutoff, yeah.
So,
but you specifically.
Right.
So there's clearly something up with you that we don't really know what's up with you yet.
I mean, I assume it's the cutoff. I assume that's what that is.
I could be the cutoff, could be what the cutoff represents, could be a lot of things with it, right?
If he has trouble detecting me, how are you able to do it?
There is much I see my master cannot. I fear it is because of my nature, the nature of my race. My people spend their lives seeing the galaxy, the energy streaming off stars, the growth of life, all things touched by the Force.
Foresight, basically.
Where your people, your world? No, yeah, you can tell me yourself.
It is not a subject which I have spoken of.
That's your first influence
since
point.
Its destruction.
The first influence point is be nice to her.
Hey, are you okay? How is it destroyed? I've seen similar acts of destruction at Malachor 5, yeah. I've seen similar acts of destruction.
I've heard tales of Malachor. It is said that many of my people felt the end of the Mandalorian Wars from across the galaxy. But do not mistake me. I did not mean to draw comparisons between KOTOR and Malachor. My homeworld still exists. It is intact.
Damn, Malachor's fucked. Holy
yeah,
shit.
that implies Malachor is fucked.
Is
completely
not intact. If you're, yeah, how was it destroyed? If your homeworld was destroyed, how'd you survive?
I am not certain I did. I was there when the planet died. To see everything around you extinguished. It was as if I was blinded. It was as if the Force had been bled from the world.
As if everything suddenly went silent.
I imagine there are worse deaths, worse pain. But if there are, I do not know them. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of KOTOR. And my life, my agony, was a flicker in the darkness that was the planet. All that I had been connected to had been severed.
So, probably very similarly to Fanny Pack. Everything had been severed completely. And also, that's all life, so I assume that's everything. That's plants, that's animals, that's everything. I assume everything on the planet died.
I mean, it's interesting because, like, we're describing the agony of, like, a sensation that we can't really fully grasp.
Yeah.
You just have to, like, equate it to things that are, like, really bad for us.
Well, I mean, like, it's the idea of, like, something you're connected to and it's just gone, and now there's just a hole there.
Yeah,
which I can relate to that. I'm sure there's experiences you can relate to that too.
Certainly.
And it's like that, but I'm assuming it's like that times a billion, like literally a billion people.
All we can do is, and I mean, this is, you know, credit to writing, of course, is like, all you can do is go, I don't know what it's like to lose the Force or see it ripped out of something, but the way people treat it is the same way they treat horribly traumatic experiences. So it must be very similar because
Yeah.
the emotional response they have is not unlike like massive PTSD.
Yeah, yeah.
So you are the only survivor.
Yes, but it was not survival. I still wonder what would have happened if I had died with the others. If perhaps there would have been some way to hide my presence from the galaxy. If only I had not felt that pain, that loss, as strongly as I did. But it could not be done. When the life was bled from the planet, and yet somehow I remained, my master came for me. He walked upon the surface of my dead world, and there, lying in the bodies of my race, he took me for his own, and he made me see. And for the first time, I saw the galaxy, and I wished to die.
Damn. Okay.
So this is some like
She
Sith daddy
was-
issues.
She was, yeah, Sith daddy. yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. She was a beacon of fucking pain,
Yeah.
and he was like, that.
I want that.
I can feel that.
I'll take that.
I'm down with that.
I'll take that one, please.
Put that in the shopping cart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check out.
Check out Indeed.
Shipping one day. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right. Made you see.
Yeah. I guess I'm just thinking like what? Okay. Here, how about this? Right.
All right. Where are you going with this?
Just in terms of like, oh fuck this life. Right. You wake up and you are fully paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move your body anymore.
Mhm.
You can't blink your eyes. You are now aware and awake and a complete vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That in Force context.
Yeah.
Similar feelings.
Well, I mean, again, so for full context, Maraluka don't have eyes.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the Maraluka race does not have eyes.
Wait, whoa.
They see through the Force.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Duh.
Yeah, full context. So
Are there no sockets there?
I've never seen it unsocketed, but they're always wrapped.
Oh
they're
my
always
God.
wrapped in everything I've ever seen them.
What
but they
happens-
have no eyes.
what
They
ha-
only see through the Force.
Did they model one for her? Like,
I assume they did.
must have.
I assume
just
they
to
did.
not make it
yeah.
super weird.
Yeah, but also that's one of the reasons why the veil stays on. So, yeah, that's the whole point of the Maraluka. So they see through the Force. They are connected to the Force in a different way than the average person is connected to the Force.
Oh,
So-
they literally don't have eyeballs. Okay.
So you're not only were they like complete that everything on the planet died, but that means she was literally blinded.
Fuck. Okay.
She couldn't see it. Like
Yeah.
the Force was gone.
It was. The Force was not a fun little extra.
Her fun sonar went.
Yeah.
Like the Force sonar, whatever she's using, Force radar, it's gone. She is. Everything is completely silent.
We operate forceless, and the Force being added to us gives us a little extra bonus. They fucking need it like
and
oxygen.
Think about like Order 66. Like every Jedi was like, "Holy fuck!" as all the Jedi were getting murdered simultaneously, and they were like,
right.
So imagine that,
right.
but your only sense is the Force,
Yeah.
and the entire planet died.
Maybe not oxygen, but like light.
Yeah.
Right? If all light was suddenly gone.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay. It'd be pretty hard to fucking operate.
Yeah.
Oof.
So bad, very bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that kind of like paralysis
Yeah.
idea. Like that's an existence you don't want.
Yeah, and somehow she's the only one who survived, and it may have been because of the sheer pain she felt. It may have somehow kept her alive.
I'm gonna lie here in this rubble and just fucking like mentally scream
Yeah.
until like someone.
And it may have been the pain of cutting her off. It may have been the pain she felt of everyone dying. That may have given her like, I'm gonna live, bitch. Like it may have given her that. We don't quite know yet, but yeah, it's bad. All you need to know is it was fucking bad. It was very bad.
Okay.
It was the worst paper cut you could ever imagine in your life. No.
right in between all the toes.
Right between all the toes, straight into your soul.
He made you see.
To this galaxy, my world, absent the currents and spectrums of the Force, was nothing but crude matter, rock, flesh, emptiness. He showed the flickering of life on other planets. The mass of beings that swarm through the empty places of the galaxy. To see such creatures, disconnected from themselves, their world, their place in it, unable to see the currents and how they affected everything around them.
So again, we're talking about a race that only sees through the Force and only knows being connected to the Force.
He found her in a rubble going, worst part's over, worst part's over, worst part's over.
And it basically went like, hey, guess what? Your planet, it's just a rock. It's literally just a bunch of elements crushed into itself.
He showed her life disconnected from themselves, their world, and their place in it, unable to see the currents and how they affected everything around them.
And it was just basically without the force.
Life without the Force.
It's just matter. It's just chemicals in your brain.
Dog bet you are.
Yeah.
Hypocrite.
Yeah.
Why'd he show you this?
To make me believe in his cause. He convinced me the galaxy, all life, must die. He fed upon its ugliness, its screaming, and in its place, he left silence. And where there was chaos, he brought stillness and order.
Oh.
I love that concept.
Oh, okay. This is the direction we're going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but it's also one of those like, all this bustling life and like all this like, yeah, it's too chaotic. Therefore, it not existing is the only way to bring order to it. And you know, and it's Soul Calibur versus Soul Edge.
Yeah.
Kill everything versus freeze everything forever.
Yeah.
And preserve it. And it's like both extremes are stupid.
Yeah. Well, there may be a little bit more to it than that, but that's, again, this is a Vsauce's interpretation of what a hungry boy is telling her, right? There might be a little bit more to it than that, but that's the way she perceives it. Is it's like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going and I'm cleansing the galaxy and bringing order to it. Right?
Sure. If you're familiar with Trigun, one Millions Knives believes that, humans are the stain on the planet Gunsmoke.
Yep.
And the plants have been abused for too long. And quite frankly, we just need to let the trees take over.
Yeah.
There are some people right now that are very excited to point out that, look, the water in the canals of Venice is clearer than ever. And look at the carbon footprint over, like, China.
And if you take a look at Johannesburg right now, you can see the giant alien spacecraft that's hovering over it.
Oh, no!
I can't take credit for that one. That's on Reddit somewhere. Jesus. I can't take credit for that one.
But, like, there's people right now that are like, hey, guys, the planet seems to... Shut the fuck up! Shut your fucking mouths. All of you. You fucking morons.
Tell me how you really feel, Woolie.
I don't understand. It would have taken several Republic cruisers to destroy the surface of KOTOR. How did your master destroy your homeworld? To kill on such a scale, it's impossible. Why did your master destroy KOTOR? Yeah,
how? How the fuck? How the fuck?
It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not, and my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force. More presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable. Yet we could do nothing about it.
You're not quite answering my question, but like I get the Galactus like vibe you're putting down here.
I mean, she's basically saying he eats Force.
He
eats the Force.
He eats Force, and if you have Force, he's eating you.
Yeah.
He's coming over. He's Hungry Boy.
Yeah.
Hungry Boy eats big Force meals.
Yeah.
Right, but I guess I'm looking for.
So he's Kirby.
That's exactly it. That's as established.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm looking for a mechanical descriptor. You know what I mean? Of like no, literally, what is the ability he is using? You know, like what are we talking about here? And I guess we'll have to find out.
I mean, I'm envisioning something where literally everything on the planet just, you know, like when you see like birds dropping in like a crazy
yeah.
Like I'm assuming that where everyone just literally collapses on the spot instantaneously.
Because like when I ask a how question, I'm not looking for the poetic descriptor. I'm talking literally. What did it look like? You know, what are we seeing? And this and to be fair, right, the Starforge when it first was described in KOTOR 1 was the absolute like mystery peak of holy shit,
what is this thing,
right? And it sounds incredibly dangerous, and again they talked about it in poetic terms, and I'm just like, okay, but when I get here, what is happening, right? And when I get here, it is press button, out comes ship. I'm like, got it, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna assume it's probably something similar to like drain life in this game's mechanic, where like you can literally drain the health out of someone.
Right,
it's like that, but on a planetary scale.
Right, just everything just goes, boom, just drops down.
Like you know how we're force storming?
Yeah.
And going, boop.
Yeah.
Like it's that, and like there's just automatic lightning that touches everyone.
Right. But it's just like in a force sense, it just
it's literally just going like boop, and I'm just anything within a fucking, I don't know, what would you call that? Like 10,000 kilometer radius just dies.
Sure. Okay.
Right. So
like nothing. So like the mass destruction is happening on not a physical level, right?
It's happening on a force level.
On a force level, but everything physical is intact, as she said.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything. Yeah, so everything would be left. It would just be, everything would just suddenly die.
Whereas Malachor was like, it is not physically intact.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck happened to Malachor sounds like some big war crimes shit.
Right. Okay. Now, why? Well, you just kind of said that it's because they were force sensitive.
Yeah, and he's hunger.
But let's see what else you have to say.
The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that perhaps among our people, they could achieve the clarity to see what was striking them from the darkness of the galaxy. They succeeded.
So all the
but
force
only in bringing him from the outer regions. And KOTOR, with my kind, with the Jedi upon its surface, could no longer be ignored.
So they brought him
My
right
people
to him.
died, and the Jedi died. And there was no one left. Only me.
Okay, so
Yep.
So you had this turkey, right?
Yep. Go on.
And then like it turns out that this turkey has been stuffed with the Force inside of it, and has been like cooking for a while, and then you pulled it out of the oven. And then you glazed it. You glazed it with some Jedi.
Yep.
And then you got some cranberry sauce.
Yep. You got all the trimmings. Sweet potato mash. All the good shit.
Oh.
And then that smell.
And you open the window. Yeah, and you just wafted it. You wafted it out the window.
And a Sith Lord just casually walks by and goes, "Ooh."
Dear God, you took the Jedi, you put the fucking Force users on the planet of Force people.
Yes.
And just went, hey guys, what's happening over here? I don't know. Pass the Cheetos. And then Hungry Boy just like, yeah.
Now, again, to be fair.
Mouth watering.
To be fair, they had no fucking idea what was going on. Of course. So, from their perspective, you gotta give them a little bit of, like, okay, let's go hang out with the Force users, like the literal Force, like, race that sees through the Force. maybe they can help us find out what this. Oh God! Oh no!
But wouldn't they feel him? I suppose is the direct counter thought.
Maybe you can feel him. Maybe you can't feel him until he's too close.
Because like that's the whole thing we learned thousands of years later is like you can kind of vibe and feel what the dark side is up to based on what the light side feels like. Like imagine if you could not even to use a light or shadow analogy, but like it's like you're looking at a glass and like you can only perceive the side of the glass that has air in it. And as the air shrinks, you're like, well, whatever's filling this glass up must be growing, right? And oh look, now I got more air. And you don't know what water is, but clearly there's less air in this glass. Right.
Well, I'm thinking more from this perspective. Like, again, this Hungry Boy seems to be a literal fucking black hole of the Force. So I feel like by the time you feel him, like it'd be like I feel the pull of a black hole.
Event horizon.
Oh fuck.
Event horizon.
Yeah, like it's probably like instantaneous. Yeah. Like what? Wait, what's that?
Yeah.
And it's probably that quick, if you're not prepared for it, right?
Right. Why did they meet?
They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them.
Oh, I did.
And they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat.
They were not ready for what would happen when they clicked on that vortag.
Yeah. Boy, no one is truly ready for the vortag.
Oh, you didn't think this was a bursting community filled with active users every single day?
Yum.
To this day!
Yum.
To this day! The power of the vortag grows.
Also, for power scaling, for our power levels over 9,000 joke, the Jedi Masters couldn't do shit.
They could not do shit.
They could not do shit for just the sheer power scaling of this thing. Like, all the Z-Warriors got together and fucking could barely take on Raditz. And then Vegeta shows up and it's like, oh, that's cute. You beat Raditz. Oh, that's cute.
Right. But and at the same time, though, imagine like, I don't know, like some sort of like literal anti-Saiyan tech existed.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not to say that like it's stronger in that way. It's like it is specifically like bad for you.
Yeah, which also, as mentioned earlier, which he was saying, it's like everyone feels the Force a little bit differently, and this is how he feels the Force.
Right.
So maybe this is just his specific way he feels through the Force, is that it's literally just hunger. Right? Which is a neat concept, that everyone feels the Force a little differently.
And he's a black hole.
I like to envision it as a black hole at this point, because it's literally hunger. It's, I'm going to absorb and eat all the Force.
And the thing about a black hole is that you don't know what it is. You can't see it, but you know it's there due to the absence of what is around it.
Because they described him as a wound in the Force. So, like, I envision a literal Force black hole. You're like, wait a minute, what's that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, wait, why is there nothing there?
Dark matter, yeah. He attacked it because the Jedi have gone there. Wait, hold on. To see the threat, and they couldn't handle the threat, he attacked it because the Jedi went to the place. Yes, they glazed the turkey.
Exactly.
You cannot deny his hunger for long. And any gathering of Jedi is something he cannot long resist. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life, merely with his presence.
Right. Galactus, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
also implying that he doesn't have direct control over it.
Well, the funny thing is that in the Marvel universe, or at least in some of them, Galactus's hunger is actually a designed counter entropy that is meant to then lead to the rebirth of the universe.
So, I'm not too. I know Galactus, but I'm not too familiar with Galactus.
So, like, basically, the forces above Galactus, have it such that he will eventually consume all, and then things reset again, and that's the order.
Or like the Reapers from Mass Effect, basically. They show up, they consume, everything resets.
Hey man, I played 1. I didn't play 2.
Fair enough. But that's the whole concept.
The Reapers. The
concept are brought up in number 1 is like, we're here to consume all life.
In 1, you just read about them and you find out that they're fucking crazy and scary and they wiped out shit.
In 1, you learn about the cycle. You learn about how they show up.
They do keep showing up.
They keep showing up.
They do keep showing up.
They show up. They they basically nuke the race into existence, and then they peace out, and everything resets.
And everyone goes back to the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life merely with his presence. Or it may starve him, make him more desperate.
I do not understand what you mean.
Just thinking out loud.
Don't worry about it.
The threat that had been stalking them, and they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat.
So, also, just for context, I love Mass Effect, and I have a Tally pickguard for one of my guitars.
Yeah.
That's the level of how much I love Mass Effect. So,
before the face was shown.
Oh, far before the face was shown. So, yeah. That is one of those things like the sequel trilogy where I'm like, great, that's fanfic. Moving on.
I can't believe the gargantuan fuck-up that comes from whoever it was. Someone that may or may not... I don't know who made that decision.
Yep.
But it's an incredibly stupid decision to take the mask off. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Don't you get the whole point of
Clearly
what
they didn't.
is appealing here?
They didn't. They didn't get it.
He attacked it because the Jedi had gone there.
Yep. Yep.
He cannot deny his hunger for long.
Oh, yeah, we've done this. We're just looping back to it.
And now that the Jedi are vanishing...
Yes. And then you get that thing.
All right, forget it. I have other questions.
I will answer what I can, but my answers may prove useless to you.
Okay, so, in other words, you are far from fucking okay.
Yes. No.
Right?
I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
Thanks, Minh.
I showed that to Jill the first time. Like, she's never seen it until maybe like a month and a half ago, and I'm like, you are in for a treat.
Hey, Miraluka. You okay? I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
Oh, good stuff. Lots of quotes. Yep.
Now then, was your master the one sent to Paragus?
I am not familiar with the place you speak of. My master has not entered Republic space for some time.
Yeah, no, that was
but
Krusty
there are
Boy.
others who may move more freely.
We figured that
They
out,
have been
but
responsible for such an act of destruction.
What do you mean?
what do you mean?
There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little remains in the wake of the Jedi Civil War.
Oh.
Where one moves, it is not always known to the others.
Oh.
They are not
But
united.
their purpose is the same. The death of all Jedi.
Oh.
They believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites them. All their eyes are upon you, and it is a terrible, quiet darkness that pursues you.
Oh.
So yeah, the Sith are not united.
Okay. Right.
There are different factions of Sith rolling around doing their things.
Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and Boko Haram.
They all want the same thing, death to America.
But
they're all squabbling.
rolling independently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're the better
I will
group.
answer what I can.
Okay. And was he behind the destruction? We
just
know
it's
this, but
My master did not cause the end of the planet you speak of. There are many
Yeah, it's the same-
factions
it's the
within
same line of dialogue.
All seeking to take where one move they believe.
Great.
I will
And
answer
then,
what I can.
I heard your species is blind. How are you able to see?
My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to see as well.
affectability of others. I understand.
Yep.
Just Homer it.
Yep. You sound as if that sight is lost to you.
Yeah.
My sight has been damaged. What I have taught you, it is not the full extent of the perceptions of my people.
Visa has this limited ability to see the Force. She has Foresight in first-person mode and can also use it as a Force power by spending Force points.
So she has crazy vision.
She has crazy vision.
She can see. She has vision similar to Krea's.
Yeah, well, because I mean, Kreia, how we saw it.
Yeah, Kreia is also blind and sees with the Force.
My master, when he showed me my world, showed it to me as it is. It hurt. And since that moment, it has been difficult to perceive the Force as I once did. But after traveling with you, I feel that perhaps there was a gift in it, hidden beneath the pain.
So was she saying that, like, so she's got her fucking Byakugan or whatever.
Yeah.
Was she saying that she can, like, allow others to use it?
Well, if you remember when we first fought her, our vision got fucked up. This was a long time ago. But when
so
she
can put that on other people?
Yeah, whether willingly or not willingly. And it seems that her ability right now is damaged due to the fact that her entire planet got fucking, like, wiped out in one second.
So we cannot use that right now.
Well, Vsauce can.
Okay.
But there may be ways for us to acquire such power.
This is the thought. When one endures, it gives hope to others and themselves. There is no gift in pain except the gift of strength. I mean...
To an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent. You can use pain.
Yeah.
I think relying on it too heavily, though, is a terrible idea.
Certainly. And I mean, some people fucking grow to, like, literally enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. It's some people's kinks. We're talking about vor. There's some shit.
Only when one suffers do certain truths become evident, both of the galaxy and of the self. And I feel you are an example of this.
I'd agree with that. Like, you don't really know yourself until you put through a really shitty situation and learn how to deal with it, right?
Except for the part where I don't have full memory.
Yeah, that's true.
You know yourself, except for the parts where I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back in the tree.
All right, I think, how do you see the Force is that same thing? I think other questions?
I will answer what I can.
I think we're all good with her for right now.
Yeah, okay.
Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. Why do you do this? Why do you seek to help me? Teach me?
Because you were gonna kill yourself and or ask to die otherwise.
Yeah.
You were pretty dire.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I kind of don't fully trust you, / I think you got some ish to work out.
I feel like on the scale of trustworthy, she's not the lowest.
No. It's not trust. Trust is the wrong word.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she doesn't know how to be deceptive, right? Like, it's not capable.
Yeah.
But I feel like her forthrightness is that it's like, just because she's being forthright doesn't mean you think her loyalties are exactly what you think, what she says.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's being pretty straight up about the fact that she's loyal to both of you.
Yeah. No, I honestly, her honesty is kind of refreshing out of all these characters up to this point who's been like, what the fuck's your deal? It's like, shut up, don't think about it. And she's like, no, it's like, what's your deal? Oh, I was sent here to find you on behalf of my master, and my master wants to consume you, and I'm not going to bring you back to him until you're ready.
Yeah.
What happened to your planet? Oh, everything died. All of my friends and family died. It caused me so much pain. I somehow survived. And then I saw the Force, and I wanted to die afterwards. Please kill me. It's like, whoa.
Chill.
I mean, her opening words were, my life for yours.
Yeah.
I can serve if that's what you mean.
It's
and
like, you're loyal to me, you're loyal to him, and she's like, I'm loyal to the game.
Yep.
All right.
So I guess I believe you can be saved is probably the closest response to what we're looking for here. But like that's clearly clearly in a Jedi perspective, Sith perspective.
I don't really know why. Looks up, looks down, zooms in on chest, zooms out, camera rotates. I'll try not to think about it. Why? It's only because a weak servant is of no use at all. Well, it's only that a weak servant is no use at all. Surely the Sith has taught you that. Right. Okay.
Right.
I think you can be fixed.
Yep.
With a couple more therapy sessions.
Indeed.
You must not do this. I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me.
I mean, it's not necessarily weakening.
Yep.
You have curious views for a Sith. I don't understand where your power over the dark side comes from. You are too even-tempered.
And submissive for my tastes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
To help another is not a weakness. It is a strength to them both.
Kreia in the other room.
Kreia in the other room. Yeah. Which is why I'm almost like here.
You should be fine. You should be fine on the top
one. Yeah.
So you say. But it is not something I have observed or seen.
You've not seen helping to be a weakness.
Charity working?
I see. Okay. What do you mean? You've
What do you
spoken enough. I must go enough. Leave me. What do you mean?
I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of such memories. Or the planet itself.
And
Okay, well then you don't know enough about the subject matter because you don't have any memory of it. Helping people can.
and that's back to the first line of dialogue we had at the start, so
Yes.
we can just take off here.
Oh, if we walked away, it would have like hard roped you back in to be like, hey, wait.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Very well. Perhaps we shall speak more of this at another time. But know this. I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me.
Light side go up, influence gain, Vsauce.
So that makes me think she's gonna do something stupid, possibly in order to. Whoa, not load.
No, definitely not load.
Let's back up.
Back right up on that one.
that's the kind of line you say before you do something really dumb that it makes me go like, now why would you go and do that? You know. So all right.
We'll see what's up. By the way, that tooltip was basically, hey, Paragus was a really important fuel source after the Jedi Civil War. That tooltip that just loaded up. That was really fast.
Oh, okay.
As you hit save. So, yeah, there has been really important information popping up there, but they go by so fast that we can barely read them. So.
Okay.
So, I think personally, the next person you should talk to is Kreia. I feel like she has some very important things to teach you in regards to Vsauce.
Okay, because I was gonna go pay a visit to American Express over there. But I suppose, you know, I said earlier, I'm MasterCard. I'm not. This is MasterCard over here.
Yeah.
And we got American Express in the room that we just made a Jedi. So we got our credit choices.
Yep, we have plenty of options.
You know.
They're all pining for us right now.
They are.
And we have options.
Happy for our business.
Be like, listen, MasterCard, I know, but like, American Express, they give me like 10% off and my first 3 months free. What do you got?
Visa's like, look, I'm loyal to you. I'm loyal to the banks. I am here for whatever you need.
Just make sure not to sacrifice anything that you got for us.
And American Express over there is like, have you seen my interest rates? Let's fight.
Yes. Have you come with questions?
Yes, and I need some answers.
Answers.
Ask, and I will answer.
Well, that's a weird exchange, but all right. Okay. What do you know of the Master?
That's the one you want. I guess you could talk about that one.
Oh, you mean up top?
Yeah, what do you know of Visa's Master?
He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the Dark Lords that pursues you. I do not think he knows what you are. Not yet. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of feeling that exists within him.
Wow.
Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when the rest of her people and the Jedi did not.
Like, that little cutscene we saw of him being like,
yeah,
was like the last possible ounce of a nice thing he could have ever done.
Yeah.
Jesus. Visa's not a slave, not any longer. Whatever.
Yeah.
You can try Kreia. You're not gonna convince
you're not gonna convince Kreia. She's
words.
old granny. She's gonna say racist things at the dinner table, and you just kind of have to go, all right, fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Also, he is no longer a man.
Yeah. She's a house Miraluka now.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
One cannot have power of that magnitude that her master possesses and still think and perceive the universe as we do, as most of us do. I had hoped that you would not have to confront him, but her presence here has changed all that. You will have to meet him in battle. You must be prepared to sacrifice the Blinded One. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master.
Whoa!
Well, now that literally, what I was just saying when we left her room was exactly this, right? This is she has all the flags of
Sacrifice me, master. I'll help buy you time.
I'm diving in front of...
Sacrifice me for more time on the clock.
Exactly. I will grab onto the bridge edge, and you can walk over me because the bridge has fallen out, and I'm going to hold the two pieces of wood together.
Yeah.
Like, please step on me. Like, that is absolutely the vibes I got from that. And you're like, I don't like that. And Krea's like, well, you know, you might not care if you like it or not. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the game is fucking pointed at the WrestleMania sign.
We'll see.
Got it.
We'll see what happens. Either way, 3 is definitely the Krea answer in this reply.
Interesting thing about Krea, I just realized too. You know, earlier we were talking about like how she, you know, there was that we talked about like the deconfirmed theory. About how she's got the white hair, Force user. Feels like relation to that shit.
Yeah.
But she's also a blind Force user in the same way that Visa is. And it's like, it's almost as if she's a mixture of Visa and Handmaiden in a weird way. She has a little bit of both in a strange way.
Kind of, right? Well,
I wonder if that's
think the
intentional.
Maybe, could be. I think the big thing is that she naturally lost her sight over the years. So, like, she at one point could see, and then after a while developed the ability to see through the Force, and etc. And
is
all
your
that kind of
first
stuff.
name Bridget? Is her name Amelia? Okay, I will never do such a thing. If it's for victory, then I'll do so. Perhaps I can convince her to sacrifice herself. That would be a twin victory, I think. Oh boy, we're not finished on Krea's pathway, are we?
I think 2 is the most acceptable one of that is valid and not make it sound like a huge piece of shit.
But we're still trying to gain influence, right?
I think we have one more thing we have to do with
We're not
influence.
done with it.
I think we're almost done. I think we have one more influence we need from her.
Twin victory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. This is if it's mandatory.
We'll see. We don't know.
Then you have a chance. Without her death, I do not know if he can be stopped.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, you know, I don't get the impression that Krea says shit that's not real. I get the impression that she will not say things that she wants to keep from you, but I don't get the impression that she'll just outright say a thing that's not necessarily the case.
I mean, she hasn't really lied to us yet.
Especially about the biggest, most important details.
Yeah, like, hey, so I trained Revan. She won't bring it up. It'd be like, I misspoke, but until she likes you, go, yeah, I was one of Revan's masters.
You had a long time hanging out with those dark robes on. What did you do in that time frame? How did you destroy her homeworld? How did you destroy her homeworld? Yeah, let's hear your take on this.
Yeah.
It is a technique that is almost as old as the Sith themselves. It is a means of severing connections between life, the Force, and feeding upon the death it causes.
Same shit.
It cannot be taught. It can only be gained through instinct, through experiencing its effects firsthand.
Interesting. So it's an ability that you just have to gain through experiencing it. By experiencing it. So it's not a technique that can be passed along. It's one you can only experience.
It's kind of like learning how to do those magic 3D eye puzzles.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
You can only learn by experiencing it firsthand, by like being forced into the situation. Otherwise, someone hands you those books and you go, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I can't see shit."
Yeah.
And then suddenly one day, oh fuck, there it is, and then you can't stop seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he used it to kill an entire planet. And it's the same shit I'm going through.
Yeah.
Yes, and he fed upon its destruction. It will sustain him for a time.
How can anyone have that kind of power?
Well, what I want to ask her is for how long, right? But anyway.
We'll see. We'll see if we can get to that line of questioning.
How can anyone?
Power? Do you think so? You would be wrong. There is no strength in the hunger he possesses, and the will behind his power is a primal thing. And it devours him as he devours others. His mere presence kills all around him, slowly feeding him. He is already dead. It is simply a question of how many he kills before he falls.
Jesus Christ.
So did Hungry Boy get more interesting for you,
Hungry
Woolie?
Boy doesn't even fucking... It is involuntary.
Yeah, it is literally an instinct.
Oh, shit.
It is a fucking presence field.
You're walking death.
Yeah.
You're walking death.
You are the Grim Reaper.
Okay. Damn. That's edge. That's sharp.
This is 2004, so yeah, we're in edgelord mode right now.
Over 1,000 times. Oh boy, that kind of power is impossible. Well,
I mean, it's not impossible. So yeah, so yeah.
How is he able to perform such slaughter?
Yeah.
The power is difficult to believe. He is no longer a man.
And that leads us back to different questioning. So the top three are the ones we can pick from.
Yeah,
like how does he
total slaughter?
Yeah. Also, I like the fact that it's like power. You think that's power?
Yeah,
that's not power.
Yeah.
This is instinct. It has nothing to do with power.
You think that's air you're breathing?
Yeah, exactly.